Congratulations to BYU and Kalani. May not be a better man in the business than Kalani. And love the guy. And as crushed as I am of how we played, I told him I was happy for him because he's one of the good ones in the profession. Everything was probably in good shape with 2 minutes left in the half, and then it snowballed and we couldn't stop it. And I told the guys after the game, once that 2-minute mark hit, we didn't play well in any phase. We can throw everything at myself and Avery, which is fine. We'll take that heat. But we didn't play well anywhere. Didn't play well on defense in the second half. Obviously didn't play well on special teams. Didn't block very well. Didn't do anything well in that second half. And credit BYU. We told them they weren't going to beat themselves. We had to beat them, and instead we beat ourselves.
Yeah, how stunning is that? You're normally a team that does not do that. So how stunning was it to go out there and see that?
Yeah, it was kind of stunning to see that, and that's what we talked about in there. We're going to find out what these guys are made of because we got embarrassed, and that has not happened here with the exception of the COVID year. And we got embarrassed tonight. And we've got guys that love K-State and have invested a ton in this program and invested a ton in this year. So I'm excited to see how we respond. And, I know the leaders will stand up.
How big are those penalties in the red zone?
Man, big time. We had talked before the game, turnovers, explosive plays, but one key thing was we had to keep them to field goals and we had to score touchdowns. If you're going to beat them in this environment, you got to score touchdowns. We had chances and got knocked back, and then we had kicked 2 field goals, and then we forced them into a field goal the one time, and then they scored after the one turnover late in the second quarter, and that was a play that we probably should have defended. So, when you think of it, they have 2 non-defensive or offensive touchdowns: the fumble return, the punt return, and then the short field. You're not going to win playing on the road when you have that happen.
Can you pinpoint a reason as to why things seemingly compounded after the 2-minute mark?
Question. I don't have a clue. We'll find out when we watch the film. But we've got to put it to bed fast because we're going to get home at 6 a.m. and we got to get working on Oklahoma State.
A lack of a consistent vertical passing game thus far. How concerned are you about that, and is it fixable?
It was interesting. They played a ton more cover 2 than we were anticipating, which took some of that away. And then we finally, in the second half, got some intermediate game going. We should have been able to rush the ball a little bit better against it, give them credit. I thought they played well in front.
You mentioned after the Tulane game that it wasn't the best week of practice leading up to it. Was there any indication leading up to this game that this was going?
No, we had good prep after the big win at home last week. But, as we know, in this league, the margin for error is so small. And our margin for error is small anyway. And it's 6-3. And then every error happened to us and ended up the score it did.
What was your message to Avery after?
We talked at halftime. I knew he was frustrated. I love the kid. He's a competitor. He's a fighter. He's going to learn from everything. The offense is going to. Again, you can't put this on Avery. I know it's easy to do, and people will pile on him, pile on me, and that's fine. We both can handle it. He's a winner. He's hard on himself. I know that, but I'm looking forward to him. Responding, because I know he will, because he's that kind of kid, and I just absolutely love him.
Is it anything serious with Braden Lofton?
It was a knee. Wasn't an ACL, so we'll find out in the coming days.
One morning. What was the hardest thing about playing here? Was it the crowd, the altitude, everything?
You know what? The altitude didn't affect us really. They had guys cramping, and we didn't have anybody cramping. So it wasn't the altitude. The crowd was great, but we're going to play in a lot of good crowds. And so we can't say, wow, the crowd. Shoot, they did what they were supposed to do, same as our crowd does. We just got to be able to overcome it, and you can't when you turn the football over and you give up a punt return and you give up a couple explosive plays, you just, on defense. I mean, there was not a phase that I would have said, boy, they played well. It's too bad we couldn't get every phase to play like that. We weren't very good tonight. So it's my job and our job as coaches, to get it fixed.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go.